A healthy Philippines, a healthy world. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever part of the world you are. Welcome to the Wellness Avenue. I am Dr. Aika Buenavista, your lifestyle boss, reminding everyone you can be the boss of your own health, lifestyle, and life.
And I am Dr. Dex. I'm your real nutrition doctor. This is one of the healthiest hours this month of December. Hello, Dr. Aika. How have you been?
I'm doing great. We're actually live right now, all the way from the United States of America and
Well,
also from the Philippines. How are
yeah, from the
you,
Philippines. Yeah, I'm doing good. Of course, may mga pasyente tayo dito na dealing with, of course, lifestyle diseases and all the complications that they're having. And it is very, very good that we have this so-called talk show called The Wellness Avenue by PCLM. And then for tonight, maganda ang gagawin natin today because we are going to have a lifestyle discussion on best health practices during the holidays because this month of December, we celebrate Christmas and New Year.
Yes, that's right. So please don't forget to share away our live stream right now in Facebook and YouTube. And don't forget the hashtag a healthy lifestyle during the holidays, the Wellness Avenue, hashtag PCLM Talk Show Series, and hashtag lifestyle is medicine. So please do share away to your family and friends right now.
And
Yes.
we invited two guests, special guests, to help us learn how to keep healthy this holiday season. And alam naman natin this holiday season, we are really gearing towards the more problematic sa ating mga puso. And so before we start, let's talk about health statistics. All right, first up from PubMed, Christmas and New Year appear to be risk factors for deaths from many diseases.
Wow. Yes, also from PubMed, cardiac mortality, which will be shown right now on our screen, is higher around Christmas and New Year's than any other time. The
Wow.
holidays as
Mhm.
a risk factor for death. So that's from PubMed journals.
Wow, very interesting. Totoo pala yun. Ano? Akala ko sa ER ko lang nakikita yan, yung mga statistics na yan. Totoo pala talaga. Na-document pala talaga yan kahit sa PubMed. Ano?
Yeah.
And then, before we go right into the show, let's have some messages from some of our sponsors. Stay tuned.
Please watch this.
Our gut is the home of trillions of living microorganisms. In order to live, multiply, and perform their functions, they need to be fed sufficiently, or else they will look for other sources of food within our body, which will eventually make us sick. Fruits and vegetables contain prebiotics, such as fructooligosaccharides, the right food for our gut bacteria. However, proper amount may not be acquired through natural food only. Hence, supplementation is needed too. Feed your gut with Folago.
Hi, my name is Ayo Olasande. I'm the president of Salad Master globally. We are a company that has integrity, we are innovators, and we are leaders in the field of our industry.
Yes, welcome back, everyone. So, thank you so much to our sponsors tonight, Foligo and AG Group Salad Master. So, before we start our talk show for tonight, let us hear a welcome message from our very own president of the Philippine College of Lifestyle Medicine, Dr. Michelle Acera Palma. Good evening, Doc Michelle. Welcome to the Wellness Avenue.
Good evening, Aika and Dex. We'd like to welcome all of our viewers from all over the Philippines and, of course, from other countries as well. So I'm sure, Aika, you're getting confused if it's morning or evening because umaga dyan ngayon. We're so happy to welcome you in this last talk show series of the Philippine College of Lifestyle Medicine. Finally, it's December and we're about to face 2021 again, but we would like to remind everyone that apart from celebrating, with our loved ones, it's also good to remember that it's not only that we celebrate with them during holiday seasons, but we wanted to live longer, achieve longevity, to live healthy and functional so that we can live with them happily, as long as we can. So our goal here in this webinar is, for us to remind you on how can we be healthier this holiday season. So with the statistics that were presented to you earlier, it is really true that mortality is even higher during holiday season, specifically for this from these chronic diseases, specifically heart disease, so on and so forth. I just wanted to share with you some of the studies that were earlier conducted. Actually, this was published at the Lancet as early as 1927. So there are areas in the world, and this is in Africa and rural China, where you cannot really find patients with hypertension, patients with heart disease, and patients with chronic conditions that we people living in industrialized areas or urbanized areas are suffering from. You know why? Because the lifestyle that they have is totally different. The food that they eat is different. So tonight we'll be talking about more of those things that they have, more of those foods that they are eating. You will notice on those studies, they said that these people are mostly consuming plant-based diet. Yes, they consume some animal products, but they reserve them during special occasions. And so we understand that you have reservations for Christmas, and then you have reservations for New Year celebration at the same time. But we have here two speakers who will be helping you on how to potentiate eating healthier, even during Christmas season and even during this entire holiday season. Because I understand this coming weekend is a long weekend, so there will be more food prepared for the family. I experienced the traffic even today. Sobrang traffic ngayon. I understand it's also happening in the Philippines and some other parts of the world as well. So I'd like to thank our speakers for giving their time and then sharing their expertise. And we really hope that our viewers tonight will be learning more, about having healthy choices and having healthy preference this holiday season.
Yes, thank you so much, Doc Michelle, for that welcome message to all our viewers. That's right. I totally agree with what Doc Michelle said. So, yes, Dex.
Yeah, for tonight, as we start off this discussion, this healthy discussion, this healthiest hour this month of December, we are going to our first gap. The first gap is called Health Talk. And to introduce our guests, first up we have Dr. Arlene Joy Vallejo. She integrates internal medicine and lifestyle medicine in her practice. Having served as the chief resident in internal medicine at the Iloilo Mission Hospital, Dr. Vallejo is backed up with experience on how to handle chronic degenerative diseases. Dr. Arlene is also a diplomate of the International Board of Lifestyle Medicine and the Philippine College of Lifestyle Medicine. Hello, Dr. Arlene. How are you?
Hello, I'm very good, thank you. Merry Christmas! Nauna na ako sa inyo. Namamas ko po.
Hi, Doc Arlene. I
Hello,
like
Doc
your
Aika.
reindeer
Thank you.
headband. So timely for this Christmas season.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
and we'll have more of our Dr. Arlene later on, and Dr. Aika, our next guest.
Yes. So thank you so much, Doc Arlene, and good evening to you. So our next guest is Coach Harris Acera. He is a certified lifestyle medicine professional of the Philippine College of Lifestyle Medicine. He is the current president of Remnant Healthcare Center in Manila and the anchor of the DZMM Teleradio Health Program, Your Daily Dose. So welcome, Coach Harris Acero. Good evening to you.
Hello, good morning, Doc Aika, and good evening, Dex. And also, good evening and good morning to all our viewers worldwide. And yun nga, advance Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to all. And thank you for staying with us.
Hmm. Thank you. We'll have more of Dr. Erlene and more of Coach Harris later on. All
Yes.
right.
So great. We already introduced our two guests for tonight, for our talk show tonight. And let's welcome them back to
Mhm.
our screen right now so we can start our discussion for this evening. So welcome back, Doc Arlene, and welcome back, Coach Harris.
Hello.
Hello
Yes.
again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello again. So, yes, let's start off the conversation with our first question. Let's ask Doc
Mhm.
Arlene first. What is there an
Mhm.
increase, Doc Arlene, in terms of your personal practice in your hospital in the occurrence of heart attacks and strokes during the holidays?
That is a very good question, Aika. For those who are going on duty this December, January, and February, I am already telling you, I have been there for the residents. During these months, we really expect an influx of patients with complications from diabetes, from hypertension, and many others. So it is really the time of the year where we expect a lot of patients coming in the hospital because of a lot of problems. And the hustle and bustle of the holidays can really bring unexpected medical concerns, including the risk for heart attack and stroke. And it's really sad because after having, enjoy the holidays, you just end up at the hospital. And I'm glad we have this kind of show tonight where people can learn how to enjoy the holidays without, landing in the hospital in the next few weeks or months. So it's true. Yes, it is based in the studies. There's actually a study where the researchers had discovered this disturbing pattern that deadly heart attacks increase during holiday season, and there's a distinct spike during Christmas and New Year's Day. So Dr. David Phillips and his colleagues made a research entitled "The Holidays as a Risk Factor for Death." It was done in 2004, and they did examine 53 million death certificates from 1973 to 2001, where they where the results of this study showed that the number of cardiac deaths during December 25th is, the highest other than any other day of the year. And the second highest occurs during the 26th of December. And the third highest occurs during the 1st of January. So can you imagine? These are very, very special days where
Hmm.
there's a lot of people who are having heart attacks. And there's another researcher who did a separate study where his findings there were more deaths from coronary artery disease in December and January compared to deaths from June through September during a 12-year period. So this was also published in Circulation, just like the other study. So we already know that there's already known CAD risk factors like smoking, lack of exercise, hypertension, high cholesterol, diabetes, age. We already know that. But the question is, why is it that there's a very high risk of heart attack or stroke during these special days of the year? So the other factors they identified were emotional stress and overindulgence. So I think I want to highlight that overindulgence. So we eat too much of salt, too much of sugar, too much of fats. We drink a lot of alcohol. We ditch exercise. We don't exercise anymore. We just eat. And of course, because of that kind of pattern, there's weight gain. And among the many reasons that they mentioned in this study, here are four reasons that I want to highlight. First, during the holidays, like your Christmas and New Year, there's abrupt change in the pattern of traveling, eating, drinking, exercising, working, and vacationing for people. And what happens is that there are times when people delay in, there's delay in getting the treatment. So they postpone going to the hospital or visiting their doctors because they don't want to disrupt their holidays, and they prefer to do it after the holidays, and that makes them, at a higher risk. And sometimes when you are traveling for the holidays, there's longer time to find competent medical care for holiday travelers, so that also gives them a higher risk of having this occurrence of this heart attack and stroke. And lastly, during holidays, there's short-staffed hospitals that cannot, they can cater a lot of patients, or probably there's delay in the recognition of the symptoms because there's just too much influx of patients at the ER. So yes, it is true that during the holidays, there's increased risk of having heart attack and stroke.
Yeah, very insightful, Dr. Erlene. Thank you for that. We'll go back to you later on the show. And let me ask Coach Harris, what foods should I consider or should I consider to choose for my family if we go on vacation during the holidays? Can you give us some sample menu for the day?
Well, actually, thank you, Dex, for that question. Well, actually, for us Filipinos, the thing here is if we want to enjoy our holidays, especially when it comes to vacation with the families and our loved ones, we food is really important for us. But the thing here is, it's all unhealthy kind of dishes that we have on
Mhm.
our table. So basically, those are the meat-based kind of dishes like our lechon, caldereta, our bulalo, adobo, mechados, all of those. And we all know what are the side effects of those in our bodies.
Mhm.
And you know what? I attended the seminar of the Michelle Palma 2 days ago about the plant-based diet, and I was so, it was so interesting that the reaction of the people there, or the viewers there, is really unique. Like people would say that plant-based diet is really so bland and so boring. It's lifeless and it's not really appetizing. It's not palatable. So there's really a lot of complaints already when it comes to the food preparation of those plant-based. So if this is our mindset, it will be really hard for us to have a healthy diet in celebrating or while celebrating our holiday season with our families and loved ones. So basically, it's about the choice, because we always say that our choice determines your destiny. So if you are really ready for having this kind of healthy diet, then you can do it. But if not, at least there are things that you can do. But also, you know what? There are also things that I am very appreciative of. Like here in Manila, I don't know if somewhere, some part of the Philippines, but here in Manila, we have fast food chains that are already offering a plant-based set of meals, like in our burger shops, probably. So we have already here plant-based. So it's already mind-opening for all of us. And if we cannot get away with this kind of food, like the fatty foods, salty foods, with this all kind of meat, at least we can do these three things. So I want to share my slide. These are the things that you can do if you cannot get away with this kind of food. So first, you have to fill half of your regular plate with these colorful, non-starchy vegetables such as our broccoli, our bell peppers, green beans, carrots, cabbage, and eggplant and spinach. You know what? Because in that way, when you eat those kind of vegetables, you can already feel that you are a bit full. So you will be just eating less of your unhealthy dishes. All right. And then second is also choose fresh or steamed vegetables that are light on salad dressing, cheese, or cream. So if you can make your own salad dressing with a bit of those olive oil and vinegar, then that would be better. Instead of having these fruit salads, this buko salad, this macaroni salad, so you can prefer to have this kind of vegetable salads. And also, watch out for vegetable dishes loaded with butter and cheese. So if you cannot really get away with this unhealthy kind of dishes, you can try doing this stuff. At least somehow it can help you out. You already have this fiber to help you with your digestion. And also, you know what? I'm also very much privileged to have this, a lot of recipes available in our video in our YouTube, especially with the culinary medicine, also with the PCLM. We have a lot of recipes for plant-based recipes, so you can try that one. And I think I can recommend you one. It's the plant-based Filipino. It's a plant-based Filipino style bola bola. So basically, it's made of banana blossom o puso ng saging. But surprisingly, you know what? Hindi, you cannot really taste the taste of this vegetable or this hard banana blossom. So you can try this at home. You know, you still have 2 days to go, so you can have experimented it and then try it at home and then include this in your on your table for as you celebrate your Christmas or holiday with your families and loved ones. So again, it depends on your conviction. It depends on your plan. So if you're really suffering from a lot of chronic health problems, so basically, I think you have to get rid of those delicious and unhealthy food. Anyway, it's not that it's permanent, right? So you can eat those when you have already a good health condition. But for now, the your choice determines your destiny.
Yes, so thank you so much, Coach Harris. Actually, Coach Harris is part of the Culinary MT team. So it's a perfect question for you to give us. I mean, and also thank you for those tips. I think I'll try that bola bola for Christmas
Yes.
Eve. And actually, tonight we're going to give you a special treat for all our viewers. We're going to share a video recipe from Culinary MT later on. So stay tuned for that video. So let's move on to the third question. We have another question for Doc Arlene. For diabetic patients who need to maintain a normal blood sugar, how should they manage this during the holidays? So I think medyo problematic yung mga diabetic patients natin ngayon kasi they want to have some cake, they want to have some
Yes.
cookies. So Doc
Yes.
Arlene, what's your recommendation for our diabetic patients?
You know what, Doc Aika? I really scheduled my diabetic patients to come and see me before the holidays because I really wanted to remind them about their blood sugar, what to eat, and how to maintain their blood sugar until we see each other next year. So first, before I give the tips on how to maintain a normal blood sugar, I'd like to explain to you or teach you two kinds of fats that will really make your blood sugar go high. So if you will know about this two kinds of harmful fats, then you are and if you can avoid all these food that contains that, then you will be very successful in maintaining your blood sugar. So when you are a diabetic, whenever you eat, your pancreas will release insulin. And this insulin will shuttle your glucose or whatever you eat to go inside the cell through a receptor so that the cells can use it up. But the problem is when you eat this kind of, or a certain food or this kind of fat, the insulin cannot shuttle the glucose into the cell. And what happens is the glucose goes into your blood sugar that increases your blood sugar. And then the effect will be damage to your and or to the other organs like your kidneys and your heart. So let me start with saturated fat. Whenever you eat saturated fat, the saturated fat will act as a blockage so that your insulin and your glucose cannot get inside the cell. So it's like a key that unlocks the door to your cell. If the insulin is the key that unlocks the doors to your cell, saturated fat makes it defective. Para siyang may blockage doon, hindi mo magagamit yung key mo. So that's the role of the saturated fat. So whenever you eat food which is very rich in saturated fat, your blood sugar will really go high. So let's see the next slide. Ito yung mga unhealthy fats or harmful fats that we should avoid or probably limit during the holidays. So saturated fat, as I have mentioned earlier, these are mainly from animal fats. So during the holidays, medyo bawas-bawas lang tayo dito. And these are, our sources are your red meat, your poultry, your dairy products. And ito yung reason why your LDL or your bad cholesterol increases. And this will also increase your risk for cardiovascular disease and of course, yung marami yung nag-i-end up ng diabetic ketoacidosis or sobrang taas ng sugar sa ER when because of eating too much of this. And the second kind of fat that I want you to know is trans fat. They are naturally occurring and usually from oil sila, processed through partial hydrogenation. So yung effect naman nito, itataas yung total cholesterol mo, yung LDL mo, yung triglycerides. And that's the reason why, for me, I really want to check that when my patients come back. Kasi ito yung magiging clue ko if they ate healthy or not, and if they they have controlled blood sugar or not. So yung sources naman natin dito, ito yung mga whipped cream natin, yung mga butter natin. No, so favorite pa naman ng mga natin to during holidays. So if we could avoid or limit these ingredients or food na very rich sa ganito, it is really better. But if we can't avoid this, we recommend that you add fruits and vegetables to your diet. So let's see the next slide. It's the cholesterol content of some food like your skim milk, your cheese, your beef, pork, chicken, shrimp, egg, and liver. So kung makikita ninyo from this slide, your beef, for example, per 100 grams has 65 milligrams of cholesterol, and your pork has 80, chicken has 84, shrimp has 126, and one egg yolk has 184 milligrams of cholesterol. Let's see yung liver. Siya yung may pinakamataas dito sa list na to, 275 milligrams. So if you can notice, marami yung food ng mga Filipinos na may mga ganitong ingredients. So if you can't avoid yung mga recipes na may mga ganito, just add vegetables on it. Tapos pag kumakain, pag diabetic ka, if you want to eat, you choose more of the vegetables and less of these contents or ingredients. And so sometimes yung nangyayari, yung funny, when invited to a party or pag magsa-celebrate na, people would just laugh and say, kain lang tayo kahit ano, no? You just want to eat anything. Anyway, you'll just inject insulin later, or anyway, you'll just take your statin later. Ganyan yung principle natin. But I hope you don't do that because it's still risky. Even if you have the medications, your blood sugar will still go high and you still have high intakes of fat. And of course, you have to be very careful with the added sugars. No? Sa added sugars, number one culprit natin sa added sugars, yung sodas. No? For sure, mayaman ngayon yung mga sodas kasi maraming nagko-consume. So, medyo, if you have water or fresh juices that you can prepare at home, it's really better. And of course, we also have to limit yung mga dairy desserts natin. If you know how to make healthy desserts, better din po. So cholesterol, lahat po ng mga desserts natin mostly may egg, so medyo careful po tayo doon. Mahilig din po tayo sa chicken and beef and pork and cheese sa mga viands natin. So we have to be mindful also of the ingredients of the food that we eat. So sa saturated fat, number one po yung cheese. So for us Filipinos, tradition natin to, halos lahat may cheese na toppings. Mahilig tayo sa cheese, no? Yung salad natin may cheese, yung spaghetti natin may cheese, ano pa? Lahat may cheese sa taas. Okay. So whenever may cheese yung pagkain, if you're a diabetic, medyo ano lang, kuha ka lang ng konti. Pag kumakain sila, at least 'di ba hindi rin masama pakiramdam mo, nakakain ka rin. At least kahit konti, nakakain ka. But don't overindulge. Sabi nga doon kanina sa intro ko, 'di ba? Overindulgence daw, yun yung nakakapahamak sa atin. So sa trans fats naman, ito yung mga grain-based desserts natin, like yung mga donuts, no? So marami din kasing mga fast foods ngayon, yung mga nabibili lang natin, mga pasalubong or gifts. Usually mga grain-based desserts sila or mga processed foods. So cut down lang tayo dito. And of course, again, if you eat foods na ganito, let's have fruits or vegetables afterwards. Yung pwede mo din gawin is, if you do bake sa bahay or prepare your own food, let's not forget about the sources of our good fats, like your flax seeds, your chia seeds, your olive oil. ayun pa, yung oil natin, no? So, because mahilig din tayo sa mga fried, kahit ano, fried, di ba? So, at least we do recommend na we will use canola or olive oil rather than yung mga ordinary oils na nabibili natin. So, mostly sa mga patients ko who had counseling, they are not aware na yung mga oils pala iba-iba. So, they just think that all oils are the same. So when we started shifting the oil into a healthier one, yung triglyceride nila, yung LDL nila, yung total cholesterol nila, bumaba din. So it's also important that we recognize which are the good oils and the bad oils. So again, yung flax seeds natin and chia seeds, we can incorporate them into our desserts or yung mga baked products natin. Or we can just yung chia seeds, pwede mo lang ilagay sa water and then you drink it. So it's one way also of increasing your good cholesterol or your HDL, and the good effect is that they also bring your LDL down. So ito yung magandang effect ng good cholesterols natin. And of course, your high fiber diet, like yung mga fruits and vegetables natin, that will help us lower our LDL. And of course, let's not forget about exercise and being active. Maybe we can invite our family or friends to walk or jog in the morning. Huwag na lang po tayo kain ng kain or attend ng mga parties, no? Or probably during parties, we can set the chairs aside. Tayo po tayo, you play the music, sumayaw, para active po habang kumakain, active po tayo habang nagpa-party. So it's also one way of encouraging people to move. Of course, yung exercise, we do recommend 150 minutes per week of moderate intensity exercise or 75 minutes of vigorous exercise. Or ngayon, medyo challenging talaga kasi super busy ngayon for us doctors. What I do is I am just very mindful of my pedometer. I make sure I have 10,000 steps every day. And because of the busy schedule, and I make it to a point na ma-reach siya talaga every day. So that's very, very easy to do. Kasi lakad ka lang ng lakad. You can also, instead of using your car when you go shopping or kung mamimili ka ng gifts, park somewhere else far and then walk. Wag po tayo sakay lang ng sakay kahit malapit. Or just leave your car sa bahay kung pwede naman lakarin lang. Then you make use of that to have more steps. And of course, the most important thing to do is to monitor your blood sugar. How will you know po na tumataas yung sugar mo or bumababa if you don't monitor? And I hope you have visited your doctors before the holidays and also set appointment to see your doctor after the holidays so that you will be aware of where you are, where your health is. Kasi baka feeling mo, ay kumain naman ako ng vegetables and fruits, so baka okay lang naman ako. So make sure to see your doctors after the holidays just so ma-check yung mga sugars niyo and cholesterols. And I'm sure medyo mahirap ito because of very cultural tayong mga Pilipino, no? Mahilig tayong mag-party or nahihiya tayong hindi kumain sa mga parties. So we can tell our friends or our relatives na I am diabetic, so I prefer to eat this, or whenever you see a lot of food, tignan mo muna, ikot-ikot ka muna, you check kung saan yung may mga veggies and fruits, tapos dun ka muna kumain. Huwag yung, anong dessert nyo? Pag dessert yung inuna mo, shoot up na yung sugar mo. So it's very important to be honest. Don't feel bad if you tell your friends that you're diabetic and I want to choose a healthier diet this Christmas or New Year. I think they will understand. I'm sure they will understand.
Yeah, so food choices talaga, Doc Arlene, ano
Yes.
po. And of course, aside from food choices, kinakailangan then we have to stay active during this holiday season.
Yes.
And thank you for the very informative talk about it. And we'll go back to you later on. And I would like to, I'd like to pull up Coach Harris here to give us some tips on how we can stay active during the holidays. Meron ba tayong pwedeng gawin para stay active lang tayo dito sa holidays? Bukod dun sa sinabi ni Doc Arlene kanina.
Actually, Doc, that is very much well said by Doc Arlene already that we have
Hmm.
to have, 30 minutes exercise from moderate to vigorous exercise. And you know what, those, things like, parking away from the entrance of malls
Hmm.
or maybe any establishment could also, lead us to have our walking. And, those are really very effective. But, as what you said, that this pandemic, it's really very challenging for all of us,
Hmm.
especially when it comes to our lifestyle and when it comes to our physical activities, not because we're tired, but it's because of many of us have been working from home. Even children and students have been, doing online studies, and it tends to bring us to have the sedentary kind of lifestyle. So we already know what are the benefits of having these physical activities and exercises. Basically, it boosts our immune system. It also improves our metabolism, our blood circulation. It also burns our calories and our fats, especially that we are really celebrating this holiday season. So there's a lot of eating of unhealthy food. So while you're walking there, you can still do some stretching, some shaking parts of your body. But of course, these are the things that you can do. Let me share my slide. You don't really have to go to the gym, okay? Especially that we are not really safe from this COVID-19 virus or this virus or this pandemic. But of course, anywhere you go, as long as you're comfortable, as long as you're ready with your, a suit or probably with some of your stuff, then you can do this. So bring a workout plan with you. So at least 10-minute routine. So it's also very helpful for us just to have this 10-minute routine. So you can do this in your bedroom or probably in your living room or somewhere or in the garden, outside. So for example, you can just choose 10 exercises and do each for a minute. So it could be the squats, it could be the lunges, the push-ups, the jumping jacks, or also, you can bring your resistance bands. This is also very helpful, especially when you do your stretching. So it could really help when it comes to your muscles, when it comes to your bones, when it comes to your ligaments. This is really very helpful. So you can just do your resistance bands for about a minute or two or 5 minutes, combined with other exercises like the push-ups and the lunges. So it's really very important, but it's not only for us adults but also for children. So even the parents could also teach their children how to do physical exercises or physical activities that could really help you out, especially when it comes to burn your calories, burn your fats. Because if not, if you would be really sticking on with that sedentary kind of lifestyle, that could really lead on to overweight and to obesity, and we know that there's a lot of complications with that. And also, we also have a lot of non-physical exercises. So doing your house chores, that could also help by sweeping the floor, by doing the mop, by mopping the floor. Like in my case, pagka nagmamop ako ng sahig, it really makes me sweat a lot. So those simple things could also help you out. It could also help burn calories already. Yung pag huhugas ng pinggan when you wash your dishes, or probably when you do the cooking. So it's also for the mother and the children to have the bonding, di ba? When you do general cleaning, especially before celebrating the Christmas or the New Year. So we have a lot of things that we can do. Now, for the students or for those people who are working from home, also you need to remember that you don't have to sit there for about an hour and do nothing or just do typing, typing, typing. So about 30 minutes after, when you sit for about 30 minutes already, you can just stand up and do some stretching there, or probably do some shaking to wake you up at the same time. And also you can do your deep breathing exercise because oxygen is also very important in our bodies. So these are the things that make so simple but oftentimes being taken for granted by most of us. That's why there's a lot of us being so very much complaining of gaining weight this pandemic season. Well, simply because they're not doing their part, right? So especially this holiday season, before you eat or before you indulge with a lot of unhealthy food, to make sure that you've been also doing your part when it comes to physical exercises. So 30 minutes, it can be 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes in the afternoon. Do some jogging, do some stretching, do some walking. You can invite your friends, but then make sure that you're just following the protocol. Just wear your mask and your face shield. Or probably you can just go outside in your garden or veranda and do some stretching while doing your deep breathing exercise. Those simple stuff can really help you out. And it can also boost your immune system, can also make you ready face this holiday season wherein we'll be really facing a lot of challenges. Right, Doc Aika, especially it's US, di ba? It's so cold out there. So, we tend to be so sluggish, di ba? So parang we just want to have, our comforter on kasi ang hirap gumalaw, di ba? But you know what? Physical exercises, doing some stretching, doing some walking, jogging, it's really, really very important. And it's even proven and it's evidence-based that it really helps you a lot when it comes to improving our health status.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Coach Harris, for those practical tips. Yun yung maganda pag may coach, may mga practical tips na nasa-share. And that's right. Actually, honestly, nahirapan ako mag-exercise dito because it's
Yes.
literally 0 degrees every day. So it's really hard to move when it's cold. But the thing is, when you talk about physical activity, just to add, it's not just about exercising. As long as
Yes.
you're moving, that is physical activity. Kasi ang physical activity, di ba, Coach Harris? Ang exercise is a purposeful physical activity
Yes.
with the
Yes.
intent to be fit. Now, ang ganda rin sa pandemic, Coach Harris, just to share, when you're on a work from home basis, ang tawag nga nila hashtag WFH, work from
Yeah.
home basis,
Or for both.
in between work, you can actually pick up a broom and clean. You
Yes.
can do actually, I do that in between patients and doing my wellness talks. I go do the laundry and wash the dishes as long as you're moving and not just sitting and lying down. So,
Actually, the ICAT, that's what we call the NEPA. The non-exercise physical activity. So while ago, diba, even the house chores that you do every day, it really helps you out, diba, to burn the calories as well. Kasi nga sabi natin, exercise really is more on the focus, on the target, ano ba yung magiging target or goal mo. And it's just nice that you can, grab your broom and sweep the floor. But oftentimes kasi yung mga iba, after, sitting for about an hour, naging sluggish na and then they tend to become sleepy. Tapos itutulog na lang nila. So the challenge really here is, you have to move, you have to stretch, you have to be lively.
yes, yes. Kailangan ko yata yan mag-shake-shake ng hands para
Shake, shake,
magising
shake.
ako. Yeah, but everybody wants
Yeah.
to shake their hands now just to keep you guys awake during this talk show in the middle of our discussion. So anyway, thank you so much for enlightening us about those physical activity guidelines and some tips we can do during the holidays. And we are down now to our common question. I call this the gold question. So we have our gold question for our guest right now. In this time of the year, December, the holidays, Christmas, New Year, how do we deal with food that is delicious but not so healthy? So, for example, ang common na handa is lechon. So, in the Philippines, we are known for the lechon. So, Doc Arlene, Coach Harris, how do we deal with this delicious food but not so healthy? Maybe let's start off first with Doc Arlene.
For
Doc Arlene?
sure, Doc Aika, marami yung nag-aantay. Ano yung isasagot ko dito? Kasi in the Filipino culture, hindi siya big feast kung walang lechon. So, pagka special occasions or pagka sobrang tawag dito, parang nag-prepare talaga for the feast, talagang may lechon siya. And the thing that I always say about lechon is that you can try to look at your watch. As soon as the lechon is served, you can count how many seconds nila i-chop yon and how many seconds mauubos yung lechon. It will not even be a minute. Kasi ang bilis lang talaga.
Yeah.
Yeah, nawala si Doc Arlene and we are experiencing technical difficulties. I think she is saying na mabilis lang talaga mauubos yung lechon. Ano po? How about Coach Harris? Before we go back to Dr. Arlene, ayan, how do we deal with food that is delicious but not so healthy? We're going to bring back Doc Arlene later.
Yeah, well, actually, I'm just very much blessed. It's because that, Doc Arlene, welcome back.
Sorry. Oh,
Do
no,
you
my
have
gosh.
opinion? Yeah, please go ahead.
Oh, okay. So, eto siya. So, we could just, how do we deal with the lechon? I know for those who are eating lechon and who have been eating, it's hard to refuse kasi alam mo na yung taste niya, oriented ka na sa yung crispy yung skin niya, 'di ba? Yung iba gusto nila yung white na fatty part talaga, 'di ba? May mga preference pa yan sila ng parts ng lechon. So, control the portion sizes. Para lang siyang, sige, titikim lang ako ng konti. 'Di ba? Because it's really hard to tell them not to eat. Kasi naging part na siya for the longest time ng kultura ng Pilipino yung
Mhm.
lechon. And maybe we can, with the lechon, we have to add fruits and vegetables sa plate natin. Huwag puro lechon ng isang plate as we notice every time. Kasi pag tingin mo sa plate, you should see many different colors. Pag lechon yung siniserve, brown lang talaga. Tapos shiny
Mhm.
pa siya dun dahil sa fats. Ganun sila. So, ako din before, hindi, I don't, kasi nung hindi pa ako nag-lifestyle medicine, ganun din. And I went through a certain process then to change my lifestyle. Kasi we walk the talk. And I know how it feels na you don't eat that anymore. From time to time, minsan, napapaano ka din, napapaktikim ka din ng, sige, kuha ko ng konti. Thank you. Pag may nagsiserve naman, parang, ay, ayoko, hindi ako kumakain yan. You don't tell the person that. Pwede mong sabihin na, okay, I'll just get, a portion. Thank you so much. Sabihin sa'yo, Dok, yan lang. Yeah, thank you, ganyan. So, don't embarrass the person na nag-o-offer naman. So, you just take a portion and, eat a little. Or, if you have diabetes or hypertension, or you have very high risk diseases for stroke, you can tell your family or your friends na I prefer not to eat this time kasi medyo mataas cholesterol ko. I teach my patients that na maging honest sila. Sometimes kasi sasabihin sa'yo, Dok, kasi ang hirap mag-refuse pag ina-offer ng friends mo or when you're in a party. So, ganun lang sinasabi ko, you just tell them, I'm diabetic, I'm hypertensive, I had stroke. So, I think, naiintindihan naman ng iba. So, pag hindi talaga siya ma-avoid, just add healthy portions dun sa plate, no? Wag puro lechon. I think that's the one of the approaches that you can do.
Yes, so thank you so much, Doc Arlene, for that insightful answer to that gold question. Now let's pass on that gold question naman kay Harris. So, Coach Harris, what's your take on this question?
Well, actually, when it comes to lechon, Doc Arlene, I'm just very much blessed because I'm not eating pork. So,
Yes.
bawal siya kasi sa akin yung pork. And a lot of things na bawal pa sa akin, actually. I'm very much blessed also because I have this kind of lifestyle and diet for more than decades. So, bawal sa akin yung mga seafoods with shells. I don't really eat pork. So, you know what? I'm really privileged with this. But of course, I won't also deny the fact na mahilig ako sa mga, sinabi mo kayo, dairy products like the fruit salad. Wow, gusto kong fruit salad. Gusto ko yung mga cakes, gusto ko yung mga pastries.
Yes.
So doon naman ako guilty, di ba? Well, in my case, siguro, the way I would manage that kind of mga unhealthy food natin this holiday season. So first, when it comes to food, I think tama si Doc, you can also add vegetables and fruits. Well, in my case, I think I would let them eat first those salads and fruits before eating those main
Correct.
dish. But at least,
Correct.
basically, you already have the enzyme, you already have the fiber, and the good thing is medyo busog ka na.
Yes.
So less than kakainin mo doon. And also, if ever man you can't really get away with this kind of food, I think I would recommend really to take just, warm water or hot tea after eating. Diba? Just observe yung mga Chinese, diba, in the restaurants. Mostly, they offer hot drinks or hot tea. Because it aids your digestion. So avoid as much as possible drinking cold drinks natin, mga sodas natin, yung mga synthetic juices natin after eating. And also the good thing about here is we are very much blessed that we have this websites, we have this YouTube channel, we have this culinary medicine, we have the PCLM, because they offer and they give you a lot of plant-based recipes that can be the best alternative when it comes to those unhealthy foods. So when we talk about lechon, I think Dr. Michelle Palma already gave a sample of recipe for the lechon and also for some other dishes like tocino and everything. So you can just check it out and then try it at home. So kasing sarap but mas masustansya yung mga ano natin.
Yes.
So yun yung pwede natin gawin. And also be sure that you won't also really forget doing your physical exercises or even the NEPA, just your physical activities. Wag lang tamarin.
Yes.
Okay? Because most of the time, pag nabubusog tayo, we tend to be so sleepy. So wake up, shake before you sleep.
Yes, Coach Harris, may I add?
Yes.
Also, if you already had lechon, maybe you could cut down on the other meat na available dun sa table. Kasi sabihin mo lang, maglelechon ako, pero hindi ako kakain ng
Yes.
ibang ano dyan, recipe like yung chicken and
Correct na,
ano,
Beth.
yung ibang meat. Oh, maglelechon ako pero hindi maglelechon ka na, kakain ka pa ng chicken, kakain. So puro na siya
Yes.
fatty yung kinain mo. So pag yun nga din yung sabi ni coach na kainin lang muna natin yung mga vegetables para busog na tayo and fruits para na lang konti na lang yung makain natin ng mga
At
and
also,
healthy na food. Yes.
Doc Dex, diba? You can eat everything as long as swak doon sa calorie count mo if
Yeah.
ever you're doing the calorie count, diba? So tikim, batikman mo lahat as long swak pa sa calorie count mo, then okay, at least satisfied ka. Then do it again after naman siguro ilang araw na naman.
Yeah, I agree.
Correct.
All right. Yeah, and we are going to, since we're running a little bit out of time, maraming salamat po, Coach Harris and Doc Arlene, and we're going to bring you back to the show later on. And at this point, would like to invite everybody to our viewers for our upcoming schedule on the first quarter of 2021, Doc Aika.
Yeah, here. So we have our topics for 2021 already. So this is the
Mhm.
first time we are actually showing this to everybody. So for January 2021, on January 19, 8 p.m., we're going to have a lifestyle medicine guide to New Year's resolutions. Kasi usually, pag January, we start our New Year's resolutions. So
Yeah.
we're gonna give you a guide on how to make your New Year's resolution for 2021. And for February, Dex?
Yeah, for February, we are going to have an LM perspective. That LM is lifestyle medicine, a lifestyle medicine perspective on cancer. That will happen on February 8 at 8 p.m. And of course, since February is the month of hearts, we're going to teach you how to take care of your hearts this February 23 at around 8 p.m. On March, Dr. Aika.
Yes, just to add to that, because February actually is World Cancer Month. That's why we're doing the
Mhm.
topic on cancer. And for March, we are going to have a lifestyle discussion on kidney disease in celebration of World Kidney Day on March 9 at 8 p.m. That would be a webinar. And on March 23, 8 p.m., we're going to have a talk show on exercise hacks to achieve that summer body. Kasi malapit na ang summer. Pag March, mag-April na, and everybody's trying to go to that balik alindog program
Yeah.
to get that summer body. So we're gonna give you a guide, a lifestyle medicine guide to our exercise hacks on how you can achieve that summer body. So that's our schedule for the first quarter of
First
2021.
quarter. Yeah, that's
Yes.
only the first quarter, and we have a lot already in store for all of our friends here online and offline all around the globe. And I'm sure we already have a lot of questions from our viewers. But before our Dr. Arlene and Coach Harris would answer them, let's just have a short break and stay with us. Watch this. All right, that is a very delicious bulalo stew, 'di ba, Doc Aika?
Yeah, so thank you so much to Culinary MD for giving that recipe video for our viewers. Actually, that can be your one of your dishes for Christmas
Mhm.
Eve and New Year's Eve. It's an alternative to the traditional bulalug stew, except this one it's filled a lot with
Mhm.
vegetables and of course nutritious vegetables. So try it out. Okay, the Dex.
All right, we are going to bring back Doc Arlene and Coach Harris here. I think we have isolated one question from one of our guests, for one of our guests online tonight, and I'm gonna bring it up here from Dr. Jabs Esturco to Dr. Arlene. How early should we check the lipid profile of our patients to check if they are compliant in their diet during the holidays?
So how early should we check the lipid profile of patients? So we're talking about, during the holidays. So as soon as the holidays are over and we don't really have a specific time period where we can check this, the lipid profile of the patient, we don't really have that certain requirement. But as soon as the holidays are over and hindi na masyado yung mga hindi na busy and open na yung mga clinics kasi for sure mag-holidays din yung mag-holiday din yung mga doctors ninyo. As for my patients, I scheduled them to come back after a month of the holidays. Yung mga patients na medyo mga pasaway, kasi kilala mo na yung mga patients mo, may mga pasaway, merong mga pasyente na medyo challenging yung pang-manage mo ng sugar nila, yung cholesterol nila, I ask them to come back sa mga first 2 weeks na mag-open na yung clinic. And because yung the purpose there actually is to know kung mataas na yung mga cholesterol nila so you can intervene as soon as possible. So, to answer your question, it depends on the patient. If they are compliant naman sa diet nila and they are not really at high risk, then you can just follow their regular schedule kung kailan sila nagpa-follow up sa inyo. But if they are not compliant or yung mga medyo mahirap mag-control sa diet, then you ask them to come back at the earlier time pag nag-open na yung clinics.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Doc Arlene.
Thank you, Doc Arlene. So, thank you for answering that question. Just to encourage everybody to ask questions to our doctors, let us just bring out our Ask Doc art card from.
Yeah, and if you have questions, please don't be shy to put on your questions, to key in your questions on the comment box below. And since we are live here at the PCLM page, we can see all of your comments and your questions, Dr. Aika.
Yes, so I actually have a question right now from one of our viewers. How do we deal with joint pains brought by unhealthy food? So again, how do we deal with joint pain? So uso yan pag December brought about by unhealthy food. Maybe let's ask Coach Harris to answer this question this time.
Actually, mga docs na yung Doc Arlene, probably they are not asking questions because, marami tayong pagbabawal sa kanila. And baka ma-prevent yung pag-enjoy nila ng holiday nila. But, going back to the question of how do we deal with joint pains brought about by this unhealthy diet? Well, basically, also have to check, like with the lipid profile, so we monitor the lipid profile. And also, we also have to check the uric acid. Kasi naman, one of the concerns natin is because of the uric acid, especially with the holiday season, we have a lot of meat-based na mga dishes natin. And on top of that, even the food preparation, di ba, yung mga dinadagdag natin doon, yung mga gata natin, yung mga nuts natin, yung mga seafoods with shells natin, so a lot of those. So what will happen if sobra-sobra na, so they'll be experiencing a lot of joint pain. So how do we deal on that? So basically, for the first aid, what they can do is we can have this hot compress. Diba? Kapag ka nararamdaman too much pain, you can do a 30 minutes hot compress. And then after that, you can also rub it with any kind of ointment, but at least to lessen the pain. So before you take your painkillers, because as Filipinos, we're very much aware of this, na kapag may pain, agad-agad, we take the painkillers. Diba? But of course, there are also some kind of situations wherein pwede naman natin ma-address by doing the first aid natin o kaya yung mga hydrotherapies that we have, yung mga modalities natin. So, to address that, especially after ka kumain, naramdaman mo after 2 hours, you can just get, your hot pack and then ilagay mo dun sa area na masakit sa joints na yon, and then you put it for 30 minutes and then you take, you put it or you rub it with the ointment. And then after that, you can also take something like any diuretics or yung mga tsaa na pampaihi din, di ba? Nakakatulong din also to boost, and also to give you good digestion din, di ba? Para maiihi mo o maganda yung digestion process natin. So, like in my case, I oftentimes suggest for salabat. Malaking tulong din pagka salabat. Pero kapag yung inflammation na natin, kapag for example, yung joint states, merong inflammation, then they can do cold compress naman. Pagka wala inflammation naman, then they can do the hot compress naman. So, it depends. So, check nyo lang if it's inflamed, kapag meron siyang parang namumula siya, just do the cold compress. If hindi naman namumula, just do the hot compress. And then yun. And i-get rid mo na muna yung mga matataas sa mga uric acid na food natin, which is may di-discuss naman din sa atin ng mga doctors naman din natin.
All right. I guess we have a lot to learn here still, ano. And then merong isang nag-text sa akin kasi kanina. Yung tanong niya, since we are promoting the plant-based diet, we're promoting vegetables, fruits, and all of the considered healthy foods. Mayroon po bang mga pagkain from the plant-based diet na mayroong link sa pagkakaroon ng gouty arthritis? Like for example, if we are pushing for a plant-based diet, okay lang ba kumain ng soy? Kasi usual misconception is, or is it a conception talaga o totoo ba na nakaka-gout or nakaka-exacerbate ng gout or nakakapagpataas ng uric acid yung mga buto-buto ng mga vegetables natin and yung mga soy products? What can you say about this, Doc Arlene, Coach Harris? Anyone?
Ladies first.
Actually, yung soy actually same with yung mga legumes natin like yung munggo, yung mga beans natin are really feared by our patients, especially those who are suffering from gouty attack. And it really means a lot if we educate them that these are plant-based sources, no? And the common segue lang ako with that plant-based na diet. I usually ask them, what do you add usually when you cook munggo, for example? So they would answer shrimp, they would answer pork, they would answer yung mga dried fish. So I ask them, I ask them, so which one really caused you the arthritis? Is it the beans or is it the animal meat that you added into it? So I challenge them to cook again without it and make it, the same ingredients and just remove it. And then they will never try kasi they know how it feels pag masakit na yung mga tuhod nila or yung mga joints nila. So the same with soy, medyo takot din yung mga tao with that because of arthritis then, as well as yung sa effect niya on women. But then again, we know that yung mga plant sources natin are anti-inflammatory. Okay? Yung nagko-cause ng inflammation sa atin usually are from the animal-based na mga products. So we still recommend this yung soy, yung mga beans natin with patients with arthritis, as long as iiwasan din nila adding the meat products into it. Coach, baka meron kang i-add doon. Common question talaga yan.
Yeah, and also one thing actually is any kind of food which has protein actually produces, the byproduct also is uric acid. So we cannot really get away with that. So what we can do here is we have to check the amount or we have to check the portion that we eat. So sabi nga natin, munggos, legumes, mga nuts natin, where they are all good.
Yes.
But everything in excess is hindi rin healthy sa katawan natin. So we just have to manage it, eat in moderation, para at least mas maging safe tayo when it comes to arthritis.
Mm-hmm. So moderation is key
Yes.
talaga. Moderation,
Yeah.
variety,
Or if-
and balance. Yes, Doc.
Yeah, and may I add, if they are afraid to eat again after experiencing the arthritis, I usually challenge them. Yes, coach, na you start eating in small amounts muna. And then when they come
Yes.
back after a month or two, sasabihin na, Dok, kumakain na nga ako everyday, wala naman. So,
Yes.
napuprove din nila later. You can't really, impose to them na kainin nila yan. But,
Mhm.
you tell them to just start it with small amounts. And eventually, na ano din nila na it doesn't cause them the arthritis.
Yes.
Yes, so thank you so much to Coach Harris and to Dr. Arlene for answering the questions from our live audience on
Welcome.
Facebook and YouTube. That's actually our last question. Thank you for enlightening us about, yung gout, arthritis, and soy, kasi that's a common question I also get from my patients, and even for my family,
Mm-hmm.
even for my
Yes.
dad. He has gout kasi. So, pinapatikim ko siya ng soy products. So, paunti-unti, and then na-realize din niya. They have to realize for themselves that it doesn't cause
Yes.
gout, and yung especially yung sa munggo, tama si Doc Arlene na yung mga na-add pala
Correct.
na meat
Yes.
and shrimp yung nagka-cause. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they have to
Yeah.
experience is the best teacher talaga in terms of that. Okay, so let's
Correct.
move on to our next segment called the Mythbusters.
Mm-hmm.
And we are here under our next segment called Mythbusters. We are going to give you some statements, and you're going to say if this is either a myth or a fact. So winners will be announced by the end of the show, and we first go to Mythbuster number one. So Mythbuster number one: weight gain is as inevitable as champagne toasts over the holidays. Is it a myth or a fact? What you're going to do for our live audience is to put in one dot myth or one dot fact, and then we are going to give you 20 seconds to answer this question. Again, that is one dot myth or one dot fact, and we are going to give you 20 seconds to answer this question starting now.
Waiting.
Yes. And your guys are going to receive two prizes tonight, not just one, since it's Christmas. Two prizes if you get the correct
Yay!
answer. So,
Yeah, two prizes for just one question, and we have 5 seconds. Four, three, two, one. And we should ask one of our guests to give his or her opinion on this myth buster. Is it a myth or a fact? Let's start with the first question, Dr. Arlene. What would you like to answer? Would you like to give us a clarification of this? Is it a myth or a fact?
Pag tama ba yung sagot ko, may prize ako.
Yeah, Doc Aika, sige.
So, wait.
sige, Doc. sige, Doc.
Coach Harris, may prize tayo kasi sasagutin natin yung question.
Yes.
So,
Alright.
anyway, no, maiiwasan talaga natin yung weight gain if we uh, know the strategies and how to maintain weight or to even lose weight during the holidays. Kasi we have time. If you need to do weight loss, this is actually the best time. Kung gusto nyong i-maintain lang yung weight, if you have normal BMI now, so it's myth, no? In maintaining your weight, or if you plan to do weight loss, it's very important to be active. So we already mentioned kanina, di ba, that we need to do exercise. If you don't, you can do the non-exercise physical activity at home. No? Isang common na ginagawa ngayon na maraming nakapag-exercise, including my parents na medyo sedentary, yung gardening, yung mga plantito and plantita dyan. Hello. So, dahil sa sobrang galaw during gardening, di ba, yung dad ko, he lost weight, he had good cholesterol levels, kasi yung madami siyang tinanim, he ate everything that is being produced dun sa garden niya, di ba? So, it's a positive way of yung parang may activity ka, tapos yung products pa niya, healthy ka pa rin, di ba? So, it's one way also na, di ba, nakaka-lose weight ka na, may new hobby ka pa. So, being healthy kanina, yung being active kanina na mention na natin mga physical exercise. Also, of course, we have to eat healthy. Pag hindi na talaga maiwasan, for example, ano yung strategy if we have a lot of parties to go to? Maraming Christmas parties. One good strategy is you prepare and you bring a healthy menu for
Wow.
people to share. Okay? That gives you a very good assurance na meron kang makakain doon. Kasi I noticed na pag may nag invite sa akin na nurses, sabihin, Doc, punta ka sa ano namin Christmas party. Tapos sabi niya, pero Doc I warn you, walang healthy-healthy doon. So sabihin talaga nila. So parang, that gave me a clue, you can bring something healthy. And then, you will be surprised sa reaction nila na gusto pala nilang kainin. Ay, masarap pala yung ganito. So, it's also one way of encouraging people when you bring a healthy dish to share. 'Di ba nakikita like yung video kanina ng dun sa bulalo, 'di ba? Pwede may idea tayo na pwede pala tayong gumawa ng bulalo na wala namang yung usual na may karne, 'di ba? So that's one strategy that we can do. So yung sa mga dessert, weakness ni Coach Harris yan, yung sa mga desserts. So, hindi maiiwasan. You can add, sabi natin kanina, yung flax and yung chia para may healthy ingredient siya. And of course, we have to control the portion lang. And we can modify our recipes. Kagaya ng bulalo kanina, we modified it. Parang the same bulalo siya without the meat. So maganda din 'yun na that's very good to do then during Christmas and New Year. And of course, prefer natin yung water kaysa sa mga colored na mga drinks or yung mga sodas natin. So, get plenty of sleep. Pag hindi ka natutulog, mas kakain ka ng kakain. Your brain will dictate you to eat what? Salty and fatty food. Yun yung hahanapin niya. Don't blame yourself. Brain mo talaga yung nag-dictate nun. So, there's a cortisol yon. So, and then reduce stress. Yung mga, wala na akong perang pambili ng gift, wala na, ubos na yung budget ko, di ba? Nasa-stress ka na, marami pang bisita, ganyan. So, make use of your time. Spend quality time with family, with friends. Hindi tayo mag-focus dun sa material things kasi magiging masistress out tayo. After masistress tayo, kakain tayo ng kakain. Sabi na stress eating para may rason tayo. So, and of course, how do you know your weight? Of course, you have to weigh yourself. Importante talaga yon. You have to weigh yourself. Nung first na nag-conduct ako ng weight loss program sa clinic, I was surprised that there are people who really doesn't like to be weighed. Ayaw nila ng weighing scale. Sasabihin, Dok, okay lang ba? Hindi lang ako mag-weigh. Parang, this is a weight loss program. Parang, how do I answer that? So, tinatanong ko talaga sila why. Sabihin nila, they've been, ganyan for the longest time. They don't want to see the weighing scale. So, just be encouraging sa kanila. Just weigh today. Kahit today lang. Just so we know kung saan ka. So, it's very important to weigh, di ba? Kasi how will you know na na-maintain mo yung weight mo or nag-gain ka or nag-lose ka if you don't have a baseline? And of course, the best thing to do is challenge your friends or your office mates. Pag nagkita tayo after the pandemic, let's have a prize for someone na nag-lose ng maraming weight. Dapat may kayo, di ba? May contest kayo, tapos may prize, may reward system. Maganda din yan. So that you can encourage your friends or your family na mag-maintain ng weight or lose weight pagkailangan during these holidays. And of course, it's very important to avoid risky substances. Pag umiinom, may pulutan. So, hindi lang yung alcoholic drink, yung nagpapagain sa'yo, yung maraming pulutan. And sa Filipino na culture, usually talaga fatty yung pulutan. So, hindi totoo na hindi naiiwasan yung tawag dito, na pwede pala nating i-maintain yung weight natin or pwede tayong mag-lose weight during the holidays. So, kaya pa rin yun.
Doc, if I may just
Yes,
add,
Coach.
this is the reason why PCLM is here. This is the reason why we are doing this. And bottom line is, it's a matter of self-love, conviction, and discipline.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you so much for giving us the fact to that myth. So let's move on to Mythbuster number 2. Okay, Mythbuster number 2. Saving my calories for the big feast will keep my waistline slim and trim. Is this a myth or fact? Let me just remind you, you need to put the number 2. Myth or fact, or else it will be invalid. So Our team is gonna check if you put that number there. So please put two dot myth or fact. So we're giving everybody 20 seconds to give their answers and comment on our chat box below. So saving my calories for the big feast will keep my waistline slim and trim. Sana ako din. Sana all. So let's see. Okay, 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bilis ng countdown, no? So, what's the answer to this myth buster? Let's ask Coach Harris. Is this a myth or a fact?
Well, I consider it, Doc, pag nalalataya, myth. At saka Doc Aika, no, maganda rin dito kasi yung price natin, which is yung, pwede ko ba sabihin yung price natin, glucometer, is really, really nice para ma-measure niyo yung sugar din ninyo. So sa mga makakasagot po ng tama, congratulations.
Wow.
Makakuha kayo ng glucometer po niya sa Faligo. Well, for me, it's a myth, no? Kasi whatever you put inside your mouth will reflect sa katawan natin. So may probably, hindi man ngayon, but in due time, tomorrow, the next day, lalabas at lalabas po sa katawan po natin yan. So again, bottom line here is, the reason why we're doing this is because we want to have prevention. So again, prevention is better than cure. So wag na kayong binging, wag na kayong, sorry for the term, lumamon. Okay? Tikim-tikim lang kayo, konti lang in moderation lang, kasi mas mahal po pag na-hospital po kayo, kumpara naman sa few minutes na na-enjoy po ninyo yung food po ninyo.
Yeah. Thank you so much. So, yeah, that's a myth. And let's move on to Mythbuster number 3, Dex.
Yeah, and Mythbuster number 3, we have this statement: my family won't enjoy a trimmed down holiday menu. Wow. Is it a myth or a fact? Or your family can't enjoy a trimmed down menu, a trimmed down holiday menu? So again, put down 3 dot myth or 3 dot fact. We're going to give you 20 seconds to answer this question or to answer this Mythbuster, and you can win your prizes on later on the show. We are going to give you some of our cool prizes given by our sponsors. You have 5 seconds to answer this question. 4, 3, 2, 1. Is this a myth or a fact? Dr. Arlene.
It's a myth. So I think I can relate to this. Sabi ko nga, di ba, I've been with PCLM since 2018 lang. So, galing din ako sa family na pag may mga occasions, na yung mga sineserve na pagkain sa bahay, walang control kahit nga may doctor sa family, di ba? We are not really that conscious about the food, and the effect of food sa katawan natin. But since I have learned a lot from PCLM, it has also changed the way we celebrate. So, yung nakita natin kanina, for example, na recipe, ganyan lang yung ginawa ko sabay. We still serve the same kind of food, tapos tinanggal lang yung mga unhealthy na ingredients, or we just added more healthy na ingredient. No, so you have also to explain to your family why you are doing it. Or maybe if it's the first time that you want to try those kind of food, pwede kayong mag 50-50. Ginawa ko din yan. Parang nasa stage ka ng tawag dito, yung nag-shift ka into a healthy diet. You make food recipes na healthy, tapos may mga usual na kilala ng family natin na recipes. So we can't, push it na isang araw lang okay na sila, a-adapt na sila sa diet na yun. But your family can still enjoy this kind of yung mga healthy na food. Yung siguro ito nga yung sa PCLM, meron tayong mga recipes na sinishare. We can try those kind of recipes. So we can still enjoy this kind of food. Ako, I can attest to that because galing din ako sa ganon. So from time to time, nagsiserve pa din ng unhealthy kasi syempre iba-ibang families like yung mga kapatid ko. But we always have that healthy na recipe for everybody to enjoy. So medyo paano lang, slowly nag-a-adapt din yung family natin sa ganyan. So we could just start, wag lang tayong, let's be encouraging. Let's be encouraging to them na if they don't like, hindi naman natin sila pwedeng pilitin, but we can encourage them na, you know what, this kind of recipe will help you tawag dito, trim down, or this can help you lower your cholesterol or your blood sugar. No, I actually, like isi-share ko lang yung isang uncle ko dyan sa US. He was off, he told me a good news na nag-off na siya sa metformin. After a year na na-convince ko siya, how did I convince him? I bought him a How Not to Die book. Nilagyan ni Dr. Gregor ng tawag dito, ng letter doon that your niece wants you to live longer. Parang ganyan. So, I made him read that book. Tapos, I started sharing recipes sa kanila, ganyan. So, after a year, he lost 18 kilograms, and then yung mga food na kinakain niya na usual, eventually na-encourage din siya na parang ito pala yung cause ng diabetes ko. So, we can't change yung kinakain ng tao overnight. So, we start lang tayo ng paunti-unti. So, this, it's still a myth. We can still enjoy the holidays with healthy food sa table.
Yes, thank you so much, Doc Arlene, and even for sharing that personal experience. Actually, that's a good idea. I should try
Yes.
that. Okay, let's move on to Buster number 4. Okay, myth or fact? The holidays are all about FOOD, food. Myth or fact? The holidays are all about food. So I think this is a personal question if it's a myth or fact. So again, comment on the chat box for that myth or fact. Just to
Coach
give
Harris,
everybody
ipanalo mo na yan.
just to give everybody idea of what our prices are, we have glucometers from GlucoCheck or from Acura Medical Solutions Incorporated. Thank you so much to Acura Medical Solutions Incorporated for our prizes. And we also have prizes from our regular sponsors from Foligo. So thank you so much also for providing this prebiotic supplements for our viewers. So just to remind everybody, one winner per myth and fact or mythbuster lang ha. Baka akala nyo lahat kaya winner na. So one only, our team will be choosing one winner. So we have 5 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So let's ask Coach Harris to give the correct answer to this mythbuster number 4.
Okay. Isasagot ko yung gustong marinig ng karamihan. Sa Mythbuster number 4. It's a fact. Sa kanila. But again, no, it's not. It's not. It's a myth. Okay? So holidays are all about love. Okay? So love sa family mo, love sa friends mo, love sa trabaho mo, love sa paligid mo, love to yourself. So we can still enjoy this celebration of our holidays basta kasama natin sila. It's not only about food. Hindi naman tayo nabubuhay with the food alone. So, yun lang yung gusto kong sabihin doon. It's about love. Dapat talaga, enjoy natin. The holiday season is for our families. It's for our loved ones. Hindi po yan para sa tiyan po natin. Okay? Hindi po yan para sa taste buds natin. Para po yan, maramdaman natin yung presence po nila. So, that's the essence of enjoying and celebrating your holidays.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Dex,
Yeah.
it's Christmas. We
Yeah,
don't
it's
just have
Christmas.
4 Mythbusters, we have 5. An extra
Yeah, we have
one.
5 mythbusters. And our last mythbuster for this evening, hypertension associated with heart attacks during this season is called the holiday heart syndrome. Is it a myth or a fact? Comment down below by answering 5.myth or 5.fact. You can win some of our cool prizes for this evening. And you have 20 seconds to answer this question. We're down to 15 because I'm a little bit talkative tonight. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Again, hypertension associated with heart attacks during this season is called holiday heart syndrome. Is it a myth or a fact? Who would like to answer? Coach Harris, Dr. Arlene? Dr. Arlene.
Medyo confused ako sa hypertension-associated heart attack. I would say it's alcohol-associated heart attack. Anyway, explain ko siya. So, confused ako if I say it's a myth or a fact. But here's the explanation. The condition called the holiday heart syndrome is actually associated with drinking alcohol. because alcohol will cause arrhythmia. Yung rhythm ng heart mo, masyado siyang mabilis. And actually, this usually is temporary and this resolves within 24 hours. Okay? So, yung reason dito is one, yung effect ng alcohol, which makes us susceptible to arrhythmia. Number two, naka-heighten yung adrenaline natin. Number three, overeating, especially yung food na high sa salt. Yung masyadong mataas sa caffeine. Hello sa mga mahilig sa kape dyan. So, and lack of sleep na nagko-contribute sa problem. So, yung symptoms nito usually palpitation, shortness of breath, yung dyspnea or chest pain, yung nahirapan kang huminga, masakit yung dibdib mo. And most of the time, the way the patients describe this kind of syndrome is they say na yung heart nila mabilis and very irregular. Okay? So just to educate them na lang, if na medyo napainom, tas na-experience nyo yung ganon, just go to the emergency room immediately. Yan lang talaga yung gagawin mo. Kasi alam na nila yung gagawin nila. And, okay, that's a fact.
Yeah.
So,
And also, actually, Doc, it could be also a triggering factor, especially if you already have other chronic health problems na rin, di ba? So that could also...
Right. Yeah. It's actually, yes, hypertension could be one of the causes, but the trigger there is actually alcohol. And I'd like to add na hindi lang siya dun sa mga mahilig uminom, yung syndrome na to. Okay? Yung mga hindi umiinom, na medyo napainom or napilitan lang uminom, that can happen to them. Kasi hindi sanay yung body nila sa alcohol. So, hindi mo din mapipredict whoever will have this kind of syndrome. So, even if sabihin mo, konti lang naman yung iinumin nyo, you will still be at risk kasi you're not an alcoholic drinker. So, lahat tayo at risk kung iinom tayo. Kasi yung mga mahilig uminom talaga, then they are at risk. And for those who have predisposing na mga diseases like atrial fibrillation, alam niyo siguro yan kung irregular yung heartbeat ninyo, and if your doctor told you na meron kayong ganyan, please avoid alcohol kasi ito yung isang trigger na talagang magiging irregular yung heartbeat ninyo, magiging out of control siya. So it's a fact.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for answering our Mythbusters this evening. And thank you for spending your time with us tonight. I'm sure our viewers learned a lot from you. And for this, at this point, I'd like to ask for your very short messages lamang, Doc Arlene and Coach Harris, para magkaroon lamang po tayo ng synthesis sa ating mga viewers for tonight. Doc Arlene.
Coach Harris, ikaw muna.
Sige. Baka mahaba kay Doc Arlene.
No.
Sige. First of all, sa lahat ng mga viewers natin, this would be our last webinar for this year, and we're very much happy that you've been with us, for this webinars namin. And of course, I'm hoping you learn a lot and apply it po sa family po ninyo, sa loved ones po ninyo. And for this holiday season, I want you to celebrate this with your family, but not in the hospital or not in the emergency room. So the reason why we're doing this, because we believe that prevention is better than cure. All right? So mas maganda na buong family natin facing or, sa pagsundo ng 2021 kaysa naman na dami nating stress, dami nating problema because of yung single na ginawa lang natin for that only night na kumain tayo ng kumain tapos na-compromise naman yung health natin. So again, you think of your love, you think of your family, you think of yourself before ka kumain ng marami. It's really about you. Sabi nga sa Bible, our body is a temple of God. So ilagay natin kung ano yung makakapag-praise o makakapag-paluluwati sa ating Panginoon.
Thank you so much, Coach Harris. And yeah, let's ask Doc Arlene to give her parting words for our viewers for tonight.
So thank you so much, PCLM, for inviting me to be a guest in this show. I really enjoyed yung usap-usapan natin. I hope they also enjoyed listening to us. So yung message ko sa inyo is that let's be mindful. Let's safeguard an enjoyable and pleasant holiday with our loved ones. And let's focus on what is the real reason for the season. Let's not focus on the material things, the gifts, the food, the the alcoholic drinks, the whatever we have, the way we celebrated it before. But now I'd like to, my prayer is that we will know, that the real reason for this season is Jesus Christ, and He came into this world as our Lord and our Savior. And I hope na you will enjoy your Christmas with your family, hindi lang ngayon, not only for the 2020, but many years more. Kasi if we don't take care of ourselves now, we will miss a lot of Christmas with our loved ones. And yes, self-love and our love for our family. And I'm looking forward to more activities with PCLM. Thank you so much, Doc Dex, Doc Aika. And
Doc
Merry
Dex,
Christmas in advance sa inyong lahat.
yeah, Doc Dex and Doc Aika, iwan ko lang to sa kanila, something to ponder on sa mga viewers natin. First Corinthians 10:31, it says, whether therefore you eat or drink or whatever you do it all to the glory of God. Merry Christmas and Happy New
Mhm.
Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year, everyone. All right. So at this point, we'd like to thank everyone who are still with us on our show. We have around 50 guests left sa ating who are viewing from YouTube and from Facebook. All in all, and then Doc Aika. Later, we'll be announcing the winners of our MythBusters. So stay with us again. That's 1 to 4. MythBusters 1 to 4 is a myth, and MythBuster number 5 is a fact because there are linked in your hypertension and alcoholic syndromes that is very detrimental to our hearts. That's why it's called holiday heart syndrome. And thank you to our partners.
Yeah, thank you so much. So before we end this talk show, let's greet our audience, Dex. So I just want to greet our audience that are watching all over the Philippines and all over the world. We have audience from Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao. Comment on the chat box below where you are watching. I think I saw somebody watching from Nueva Ecija, from Baguio, of course, Nueva Vizcaya. I think, yeah, says thank you so much, PCLM, and also to my family watching in the United States. Thank you for watching, Dex.
Yeah, thank you everyone for watching. We have JR Evangelista, Paul Ridge, Cheryl Halad, and of course all our other regular viewers all around the globe. And so at this point, I'd like to thank our partners. So we are going to flash their logos on our screen. First up is Remnant Institute. All right, thank you very much, Remnant Institute, for being one of our partners for this evening. All right, and of course, we also have Culinary MD. Yeah, Culinary MD. And next is Four Leaf Lifestyle Medical Group, Plated Prescriptions, and of course, our sponsors for tonight, Foligo and AJ Salad Master. Dr. Aika.
Yeah, so thank you so much to our sponsors and our partners for always supporting us. And we'll see them also next year. They'll support us and continue to support us in our webinars and talk shows. So I also want to thank the PCLM Events Committee. We're ending 2020 and we're starting a new year. Thank you so much to the whole committee, especially to the Community Advocacy Committee headed by Dr. Jessat May Tombok and Dr. Kevin Echaluce. I just want to pull up the backstage crew right now on the screen. So let me pull up our technical directors. We have Dr. Jessa May Tombok and Dr. Kevin Echaluce. Hi to you guys. We have our talk show director who's also multitasking as our guest. We have Coach Harris Acero. We have Dr. April Lucero as our creative director who has been making our posters and our art cards, and of course, to the whole events committee, sponsorship committee, everybody who's been helping us with all, the preparations, researching for the statistics that we show you, making sure that it's evidence based. Thank you so much. We also want to thank the PCLM officers, especially to Dr. Michelle Acer Palma, our president, who's always supporting us. Um, of course, Doc Arlene, and we forgot to mention she's actually the vice president of PCLM. And we want to thank everybody who's been continuing supporting us and watching us throughout this year. I think they started the webinars last May, if I'm not mistaken, and we're already down to December. And it has actually blossomed into a lot of this talk shows, the Wellness Avenue, and something that people really look or actually they would stay tuned or really put it on their schedules, on their calendars, that they'll watch every 8 p.m. on Tuesday. So we hope to see you again next year. And yes, Dex, let's also share our merchandise to everybody.
Yeah, to help sponsor our costs. So we have here our PCLM shirt. If you want to have one, I'd like to have one. So you can send us a message. We also have our canvas bags here. And then next up is our another shirt for PCLM, or from PCLM, for everyone to enjoy. We also have our hoodies, and next up, we have some mugs for you to drink your coffees and your teas on. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's actually our actual designs for our merchandise. That's new, as you can see. That's our actual catalog made by Dr. Chea Moran. So thank you so much, Dr. Chea Moran. She's a new diplomate of PCLM. So if you are interested to buy this merchandise, please do message us on our PCLM Facebook page. So we can send you your the catalog, and you can order your merchandise. I just want to thank again Acura Medical Solutions Incorporated. They're watching right now. Thank you so much for giving us or sponsoring the glucometers for our viewers tonight. And with that, Dex, let us
Yeah.
announce the winners
The
for our
winners for our
Mythbusters.
Mythbusters. All right. So we have our winners here. We're going to flash your names on the screen in
Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mythbuster number one winner is Jillian May. So if you see your names here, please send us a message on our Facebook page with your details. Mythbuster number one winner is Jillian May. Send us a message, your name, your address, your contact details on our Facebook page. Mythbuster number two winner
Yeah,
is,
Mythbuster,
yeah,
Buster number two winner Dex is Miss Lorraine Liz Ortega. Congratulations. You won
congratulations.
a Foligo supplement or prebiotic supplement and a glucometer from Acura Medical Solutions Incorporated. Let me just remind our winners, please don't write down your details on our Facebook Live or YouTube. Please send us your details through Facebook Messenger so that, everybody is not gonna see it. Baka biglang may
Mhm.
mag-send sa inyo ng ibang
Yeah,
prize. So, please
you don't
send
want to have your
yeah,
secret admirers there.
yeah. Please
All
send us
right.
a message on Facebook or on our Facebook page.
All right. Next up for our Mythbuster number three is Sidar Racho. All right. Again, send us a message with with the following details: your name, your address, and your contact details. Congratulations, everyone, for winning. For Mythbuster number two, for Mythbuster number four, rather, we have Bull Ridge. Wow. Nay. All right. So again, send us a message
Yeah,
with your
congratulations.
details. Congratulations.
Yes,
And last but not the least, Mythbuster number five winner is
is
Bing
yeah,
Bing.
Bing Bing C. So
Cease. All right.
congratulations, Bing Bing C, for winning prizes from Fuligo and Acura Medical Solutions.
All right, and for all of your details, again, send them on our Facebook page with the following details: your name, your age, your email address, and your contact number. And for more questions and queries, you may reach us at the following contact details. And yeah, there. Yeah, to formally close, send us some love, give us a like, share, and subscribe to the new YouTube channel of the Philippine College of Lifestyle Medicine. Dr. Aika.
Thank you so much. And I think we're a bit over time, but it's okay. It's Christmas. So this is the Christmas overtime. Thank you so much for spending time with us. Please do follow me on my social media accounts. You can see it down below on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I have released my first YouTube vlog and on Twitter. So just look for my name, Aika Buena Vista MD, and my email address there also as well if you want to collaborate or partner with me. Doc Dex.
Yeah, and also you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at AskDocDex. And of course, my YouTube channel, we're close to around 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. Just please, 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 if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell para updated ka. Parate. So, Dr. Aika.
Yeah, thank you so much. I just want to greet Miss Sharon Paraiso. In behalf of Akira, they're saying thank you to us and congratulations to the winner. Thank you, Miss Sharon, again for our glucometers. So, to formally close, thank you again for joining us tonight. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. See you next year. Stay safe, stay healthy. Have a pleasant morning, afternoon, and evening, everybody.
Yeah, and as I always say, thank you and see you in optimal health.
Our gut is the home of trillions of living microorganisms. In order to live, multiply, and perform their functions, they need to be fed sufficiently, or else they will look for other sources of food within our body, which will eventually make us sick. Fruits and vegetables contain prebiotics, such as fructooligosaccharides, the right food for our gut bacteria. However, proper amount may not be acquired through natural food only. Hence, supplementation is needed too. Feed your gut with Fologo.
Hi, my name is Ayo Olasande. I'm the president of Salad Master globally. We are a company that has integrity, we are innovators, and we are leaders in the field of our industry.